and nobody sat here for me, you're sat here for the deen, and you're sat here for Allah's sake, so your reward lies in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jazakallah khair. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa. Khususan ala nabiyyihi al-mujtaba wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Amma ba'd, fa'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Qala Allah jalla jalaluhu fil Qur'anil majid wal furqanil hamid. Alhaakumut takathur hatta zurtumul maqabir. Kalla sawfa ta'lamun. Thumma kalla sawfa ta'lamun. Sadaqallahu al-azim. ثم قال الله جل جلاله في مقام آخر اهدنا الصراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. صدق الله العظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم وصل عليه. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا حبيب الله. For those that haven't raised their voice since they've been sat here, now your opportunity. Join in with me in sending salutations, peace and blessings upon Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam. Begin by purifying our tongues and doing the ghusl, the ablution of our tongues, by sending salawat on Nabi alayhi salatu wassalam. So every single one of you, now we're here, we're going to make the most of it, inshallah. So no reservations, we all know the Shri, and we all can journey with me, inshallah, by sending salawat on Rasulullah. Salatu wassalamu alayhi ya all of us. Now, ya salatu wassalamu alayhi ya Rasulullah. وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا سيدي يا حبيب الله. مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين والفريقين من عرب ومن عجم. يا رب بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا واغفر لنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم. مولاي صل وسلم دائما ابدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. Ultimate praise be to the one who is upholding the skies without any pillars, the absolute creator, the most powerful, the most kind. May he Jalla Jalaluhu send endless salutations upon Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, the coolness of our eyes, the purpose of our lives, the one and only who will be given the authority to distribute the mercy of Allah to whoever He wants, whenever He wants and however He wants. Sallallahu alayhi ya Sayyidi ya Rasulullah. Respected elders, brothers and my young ones, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, Allah Jalla Jalaluhu has enabled me and you to partake and to sit in the masjid at this time, reflecting, pondering, bettering ourselves, beautifying our character, eliminating, erasing and deleting our bad characteristics that exist within ourselves. May the Almighty Allah help me and you ease our difficulties and reward us in abundance for sitting in the masjid at this time. Firstly, I would like to begin by thanking my host, my honorable younger brother, Maulana Ahmad Siddiqui, and all the brothers from this organization, the mosque committee, elders from this community, for allowing us to be sat in his house for his pleasure, Jalla Jalaluhu, and allowing me to be sat in front of you conveying the message of Islam. May Allah enable me to act upon what I say firstly, and then may we all go back with a positive message from tonight's gathering, so that we can beautify our characters, and may we be able to convey the message to those that are not present tonight in the masjid, inshallah. So once again, a big thank you to Brother Ahmad and to all the brothers that have been working with him. If I begin to start naming all the brothers that are part of this group, then it'll take some time, so I just keep it general. To all those people that have contributed in whatever way, shape or form, Allah Ta'ala bless them all, inshallah. My brothers, today all over the world, and we focus nationally in our communities and our societies, many Muslims are facing many different problems. Parents, mothers and fathers are complaining, are crying that our children have become disobedient. Our children have become disrespectful towards us. There are many, many challenges that as a community, as the Ummah, we are facing. Let them be social problems, even let them be religious problems. But we're living in a time where each and every one of us, we are sunken in the ocean of tribulation, problems, crises. If you look around us, we claim to be Muslims, yet it's not far for me to say that we have rejected the message of Islam. It's not valid for me to say that today's Muslim has rejected Allah. Maybe he may not say this with his tongue, but through his actions, clearly we are rejecting the message of Islam. Clearly we are rejecting the Sunnah of Nabi alayhi salatu wassalam. Clearly our today's youth are imitating and following non-Muslims. Clearly today's Muslim is looking up to rappers, singers, pop stars, artists, football players, sports artists, celebrities. These people have become our role models in our society. Parents, on the other hand, are crying that our child has not come back home till 2, 3 o'clock in the mornings. Some parents are crying that our children are stuck in prisons. Where is this ummah going? What direction have we adopted? How are we growing up to become a good Muslim? These are the problems that we are facing as a society. And I salute and congratulate the brother who have chosen this topic so that we can sit on the pulpit and speak about it. So we can come out of our comfort zone, the 12 degrees that our honorable elders know, and talk about these issues that are facing our youth. Issues of greed, issues of money, fame, wealth, lust, sex, rock and roll. These are the topics and these are the elements of our society that is destroying our youth. And until and unless these issues are not condemned from the pulpit, this disease will spread. And before we know it, the state of the Ummah in this country will be very, very difficult to embrace and accept. Just 2 years ago, a recognized newspaper of this country published an article in which they wrote that 10,000 young Muslims left the deen of Islam. 10,000 young Muslims left the deen of Islam. A UK-based newspaper writes this article. For some this may mean that they become Christians. For some this may mean that they become Hindus and Sikhs and Buddhists, Jews. Lekin the element that the writer of the article was emphasizing, and he was praising the Qadianis. So these 10,000 young Muslims that left the deen, they've not embraced Judaism, or they've not become Christians. They've left the fold of Islam and they've become Qadianis. The Sahaba look at Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam with great humbleness and great love and affection. And they say, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, it's very difficult to read 1,000 verses of the Quran every night. Look how you can become a millionaire overnight. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam replies to the Sahaba and says, 1,000 verses of the Quran is difficult. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, well, you know what? Read Surah Al-Takafur. And that will give you a reward of 1,000 verses. And you know Surah Al-Takafur, how many verses it has? Of some? 8 verses. 8 verses. The Prophet of Allah says that read 8 verses, this surah, and the reward that you will receive is equivalent to reading it, reciting 1,000 verses. Say Subhanallah. Those that haven't used their tongues yet, say Subhanallah now. This is the way you become a millionaire. Bank your needs. Lekin, today's youngster, today's 21st century Muslim, thinks to himself, Man wanda rukha. until you go down the grave. One day will come that today you are walking to the graveyard, taking your father, taking your brother, taking your sister, taking your uncle, carrying him or her on your shoulder. You leave them there and you return back. Later one day will come that you will be carried to the graveyard and you will be left there on your own and others will return back. So the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentions this. In a very authentic hadith, Nabi alayhi salatu wa sallam mentions, Hazrat Anas bin Malik radiyallahu ta'ala anhu mentioned in Sahih hadith in Bukhari that when a person dies, three things follow him. How many things? Tell me, how many things? Loudly tell me. I'm the sort of speaker here that I like my audience to be with me. You need to say subhanallah. Say subhanallah. Say subhanallah. Hazrat Anas bin Malik radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, three things follow you. Two return, one stay with you. Three things follow every individual. Two return back, one stay with you. The first being your wrong, the second being your family, and the third being your actions. Your family and your wealth, they come back. Family leave you there, they come back. Your bank balance is staying. That money that we've been racing for stays behind. So the family and the wealth, they both come back. What stays with you is your amal, is your actions. Now that depends on you. What type and what sort of action you take with you. Taking amal salihah, good actions that will accompany you till the day of judgment in a way, shape and form that you will embrace and you will welcome. Or amal sayyah, bad actions that when you see them and they come to accompany you, that will blow you out and you will say, who are you? Where you come from? Never seen anything as ugly as that before. Never smelled anything as bad as that before. You will be replied that I am your bad actions and I will accompany those bounties, that beauty and comfort that Allah has prepared for us over the lust of the dunya, over the greed of the dunya. So Nabi alayhi salatu wa sallam says only one thing will stay with you, and that is your good actions. That is your good actions. You know, this element of greed within ourselves, this is a natural thing to have in a human being, this greed. Lekin as a Muslim, we are instructed to discipline ourselves. We are instructed to control it. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned in many ahadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that two hungry wolves cannot be dangerous to sheep. Two hungry wolves cannot be dangerous to sheep as much as the danger of greed for position and wealth is to the deen. Allah, what a profound and what a powerful hadith of Nabi alayhi salatu wa salam, narrated in Tirmidhi. This greed and this position that we want, this is more dangerous to a human. Everybody is at it. It's a disease in our society. So we conclude with what? That knowing the fact that greed, money, lust, fame, this having this mighty position, all of these actions are condemned by the Sharia, by the Prophet of Allah, to the practices of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Is there anyone greater than the Prophet of Allah to walk the surface of this earth? Anyone greater? Was, is, or ever will be? Unanimously will answer no. Rasulullah built Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would join in with it. Sayyida Aisha narrated Rasulullah would start to stitch his own slippers. This is the best man to walk the surface of this earth. We in this country, we do not have servants. Yet we manipulate it to think, my young ones, that our mothers are our servants. Our wives are our servants. Our younger sisters or older sisters are servants. But look at the character and the kirdar of Aka alayhi salatu wasalam. Today these females in our households, we think they're servants. But look at the practice of the Prophet of Allah. You know the hadith of Bukhari, the Prophet's neighbor who was a Farsi, a clergy man. He came to invite Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to an invitation of dinner. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, how about Aisha? Say Subhanallah. You're inviting me, how about my wife Aisha? The Farsi man turns and says, La. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, La. Well, if no to Aisha, then no, I'm not coming as well. I say Subhanallah. Look at this kirdar, look at this practice.
Incredible.
How do we think in our society today? Ditch the wife and go with the boys. We try to find every opportunity to neglect our wife and to go with the boys and the men. But look at the Prophet of Allah. What a beautiful, what incredible behavior. Absolute mind-blowing behavior. Absolute mind-blowing behavior by the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So inspiring. The Farsi man again extends the invitation. Same hadith. He said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I invite you to dinner. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam again said, what about Aisha? What about Aisha? He says, La. No. What does Rasulullah say? La. No. If you're not extending your invitation to my beloved wife, I'm not coming as well. Say Subhanallah. Again he extends the invitation. The same answers are given again. After that he recognizes and realizes. Kya? Extend the invitation to Aisha. So he extends the invitation to Sayyida Aisha. Then he invites the Prophet of Allah. Then they both accept his invitation. Then they both accept his invitation. This was the behavior of the Prophet of Allah. This was his character. But this today, me and you, today's society, today's Muslim, what's happened to us? This is why we're digging our grave deeper and deeper. This is why our youth are in the state that they're in. This is why they think that we need to bank the money. We need to make a big bank balance. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentions very clearly that if a son of Adam had a valley of gold, he would ask for another one. A valley of gold. In another direction we find in the nearest meaning, if he had a mountain of gold, the greed is so much inside a disobedient individual that he would desire for another one. He would want another one. So this is why as believers, my young ones, we're instructed to control our nafs, to discipline ourselves, to connect ourselves with the teaching of the Quran and Sunnah, which we have distanced ourselves from. We started today's short reminder by identifying the challenges, the fitr, the problems of our society. We very briefly understood from the Quran and Sunnah that even the Quran and Sunnah condemn these bad traits in our societies. Having greed, wanting fame, this concept of lust, haram lust. You know, my brothers yesterday was Valentine's Day. Let's ask, where were we? Let's hope we weren't involved in haram activity. Lekin the society is such now that we give second priority to our halal relationships, and our haram relationships have overtaken us. Man can be on the phone all night talking. But when the mother says wake up in the morning, been accepted or not? Lekin look at the maqam that Allah has put, Allah's beloved has put in the status of a mother. Today the Western media saying that Muslims oppress their women. I say that Muslim, yani Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam first and foremost, was the first man in civilization to give that izzat, martaba and maqam to a female. Say subhanallah. What did Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam teach us? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, my young ones, listen very carefully. Today we very easily disrespect our parents. Say, Mom, those were the olden days. Now it's the new days. You think you know more than your mom? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says to the nearest meeting that the one who wakes up in the morning with the intention of getting sawab and reward and looks at the face of his mother, Allah blesses him and accepts his hajj reward. Say subhanallah. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned that you get an accepted hajj reward. This is the maqam that Allah has put in a lady, in a female, and overall in a mother. But today, look which direction today is going. So we've distanced ourselves from these teachings. And this is the reason why we're in the state that we're in, my brothers. Wallahi, I swear by Allah, today the Muslims, we've lost the glory and the honor that we had at one time. Muslims came as far out of Spain, ruled peacefully for over 500 years. But today, look what's happening in Palestine. Look what's happening in Syria. Again, this comes down to what? Fame and greed. The title that you have chosen tonight. Why are these people fighting? Why is the government of these countries fighting? Is that fame? Is that glory? Is that money that these people want to entitle and grasp? This is why the state of the Ummah is in the state that we're in. The solution now, coming to the solution. We've identified the problem. We've looked at it religiously, very briefly, and I'm very conscious of the time. I don't deserve the full time that I was given because I come late. And I don't expect you brothers to sit here all night listening to me as well. So I'm doing justice to my time, inshallah. Coming to the solution now, my brothers. What is the solution? We all know money is a problem. We know that lust is a problem in our society. We know drugs is a big problem in our society, which again goes back to money, which again goes back to fame. What is the solution to this problem? So tonight, the practical solution that you hear, inshallah, may Allah give you and I the ability to act upon it. Say Ameen. Say Ameen loudly. The solution to the problem is simple. Simple in words, but it's going to be a task for every single one of us. And this is why when Hazrat Ali came into Khilafah, what was his first khutbah he gave? He raised the pulpit, and what did he say? Was that a lengthy khutbah, 2 hours long speech? It was just 2 sentences. It was just a powerful, short, profound message. What did he say? Rajulun fa'alun la qawwal. So what is khutbah was? First khutbah Maulana Kainat gives to the community at that time. into our lives, you have the guarantee from Allah, not from Imam Ijaz Shaami, not from Ahmad, not from anybody sat here, not by your parents. Your guarantee is directly from Allah. That you will be successful. You will overcome the challenges of society until and unless when Allah says in the Quran, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. That indeed, in the messenger of Allah is a perfect example for you. This is the solution. Perfect example for you is the life of the Prophet of Allah. And you know what? I'm not telling you this. Allah has told us in the Quran, and the Quran is the word of Allah, which has no space for a doubt. Does it have a space for a Muslim to even for a second to think that this sentence or this verse could be doubtful? The Quran is revealed without doubt, without any fault, without any doubt in it. So the Quran is clearly saying that for you the best example is in the example of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And to move a step further, my brothers, wallahi, we've not understood the value of the greatest treasure that we have. We've titled other things as treasures, like money, like lust and fame. But you know the greatest treasure of a Muslim is what? Is his iman. We have valued it. Look at the people who had to work for iman. Today we were born in Muslim families. This is maybe the reason why you not understood the value of being a Muslim. Go and ask Hazrat Bilal Habashi, the black Abyssinian slave, his commitment, his zeal and passion for the deen. Look how he was tortured. People do not even treat their animals like the way Bilal was treated. Stripped naked, laid on the burning sands of Saudi, punished, whipped, tortured. What did his Malik, Utbah, what did he ask for? Denounce the oneness of Allah. This Ahad what you're saying? Forget about it. And all of you will be released from your punishments. Again, I am relating back to our societies. Today, brothers don't want to keep a beard because we may not get a job. Going for an interview, we trim our beards. Walking in the streets and the towns and city centers, we don't want to wear the jalabiya. We don't want to wear the loose clothing because we may think what others will think about us. Kash Muslimano, if we had ever thought what is Allah thinking about me? What is the Prophet of Allah thinking about me? We become very frustrated when the Danish artist draws cartoons of the Prophet of Allah. Na'udhu billah min zalik. When an indecent movie is released from America, we go out in the streets of London protesting. But have you ever closed the door at home and thought to yourself, how many times a day do you help the Prophet of Allah? How many times a day do you help the Prophet of Allah? So Hazrat Bilal being punished in such a manner, let us still what was uttering on the lips of Bilal. What was uttering on his lips, considering the punishment, the torture that he was going through, he was still saying, Ahad, Ahad, Ahad. Today we were born in Muslim families, bro. It's very easy. This is why we don't realize that the greatest treasure that we have is Iman. With Iman, we have everything. Everything we have with Iman. Hazrat Bilal actually was tortured in such a manner. So then, coming back, Quran says the best example to you is the Prophet of Allah. Identify it. Believe it for once. Don't reject this message. Don't reject this verse of the Quran. Muslims saying and referring to a verse of the Quran makes sense. But let me go a step further. That even non-Muslims have accepted that the greatest role model, the greatest man to walk the surface of this earth is none other than Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. socially and religiously in Islam. Say Subhanallah. Say Subhanallah. Non-Muslim is telling us this. That socially, religiously, from any dimension, we look at the life of the Prophet of Allah, nobody has achieved anything like this. Yet in us today, we're imitating, we're following kuffar, non-Muslims. So the Quran is saying, and the solution to all these problems is begin and accept the Ghulamiyya of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You know, I was reading an article, to share this with you. The author of the article was a professor from Washington University. Something so beautiful, he writes. And as I was reading it, my mind went and I derived the message which I'm going to share with you. He writes, the criteria of being a role model in society. A criteria of being a role model in society. What does he write? He says for somebody to become a role model in society, they need to have 4 qualities. How many qualities? 4. He says also that 4 different types of people need to testify that individual's honesty and trustworthiness. Because being a role model is based on honesty and being trustworthy. Because if you're not trustworthy and honest, then you deceive not only yourself but others around you. Hence, the quality of being a role model needs to be honesty and trustworthiness. He says 4 different types of people need to give evidence and witness for somebody's honesty. And the 4 people that he gives, that he lists and he writes, are the first amongst the 4 to be the wife. Be the wife. A man can be a big boy, just shot, just done, outside, but when he goes home, he knows where he's buried. His wife puts him in the face. We are wonderful, you can laugh. No harm. You know, when I used to study, my teacher would say, when we would study, Allah bless him, Allah Rasulullah al-mazhu fil kalami kal-milhi fil ta'am. That a bit of joke and a bit of banter, when you speak, it's like that pinch of salt in your curry. Try having a curry without that little pinch of salt. You'll reject it. You'll refuse to eat it. So we have banter is okay, so you can laugh, inshallah. Not loud because we're in the masjid, inshallah. Right, first being the wife. First being the what? Talk to me, please. I'm all there from Belgium. Wife. Second, person to be witness of the individual's honesty and trustworthiness needs to be the best friend. And when I mean the best friend, not a friend that you just met in the tube station and you just get to know him and you change your numbers and then you start WhatsApping him. Not that kind of friend. That's saying your ladies. When I mean the best friend, I mean, you have some friends that went nursery with you. You remember they went nursery with you. Then they went to primary school with you. They went to secondary school with you. They went to college with you. They went to the same sixth form. They went to the same university. They're even now working in the same place as you. You've been together from day one. Aapne is mani ke langotiya yaad. Langotiya yaad. So the second one is the best friend. The third person is a child who is being brought up in that company of that person, who he is testifying his honesty and his greatness and his trustworthiness. Why? Because he writes that children are innocent, and that I need to show of that. I explain it further. And children are so innocent. That you know when somebody comes to the house and knocks the door, and you peek through the window and you see that it's Chandan. It's come to collect some chanda. You know what some people do? The father says to the son, "Putra, don't tell uncle that I'm not home." Talk about kind of thing. So the child is so innocent that he will go and tiptoe and open the door and he say, "Uncle, Dad saying he's not at home." Dad saying he's not at home. This is how innocent a child is. So then if a child gives witness of someone's honesty and trustworthiness, then that individual is worthy of being a role model in society. So how many is that now? The fourth one is the enemy. I say so hard enough. When the enemy ever played the have more response from you. Say subhanallah. The second being the best friend. What was the second one? Best friend. That's being young ones. Best friend. Imagine you're watching a football game. Liverpool and Arsenal. Man U and Chelsea. The other ones are jumping up and down. Kash kya scene huzur de ishq mein mast ho gaya. Say subhanallah. Second being the best friend. Subhanallah. Look at the best friend of the Prophet of Allah. Who was he? None other than Afdal al-Bashar Ibad al-Anbiya bin-Hakim. Sayyidina Siddiq Akbar radiyallahu ta'ala. What example? What example? When you talk about Rasulullah Sayyidina Siddiq Akbar, example upon example upon example. One example I choose for you. Rasulullah was blessed with the miraculous journey of Isra and Mi'raj, which the Quran speaks about. Subhanallah asra bi'abdihi laylan min al-masjid al-haram ila al-masjid al-aqsa. Rasulullah takes this miraculous journey in a short span of the night. Goes from Masjid al-Haram in Makkah to Masjid al-Aqsa in Jerusalem, and then beyond. First, second, third, fourth, seventh, and then beyond. Then to a place where there is no place. And then return back to Makkah. And then told the Kuffar of Makkah. Kuffar of Makkah. You know, at that time, some ulama, they write that just a one-side journey from Makkah to Jerusalem. Some write it's 1.5 months it takes just one way. Kuffar said, Muhammad is saying he's done this journey and then beyond as well. In a short span of the night. It was hard for them to accept this, to understand this. So they thought to themselves, because you know, Sayyidina Siddiq Akbar brought mighty to Islam. He was a very rich man. And he brought honor to Islam and glory to Islam. Being Rasulullah's best friend, they thought to themselves, the Kuffar of Makkah, they plotted and they planned that, you know, this is the time for us to fragile the Iman of Abu Bakr. Human mind cannot complete this. It's not acceptable. So they go and knock the door of Abu Bakr. Keeping in mind what point we're making. Best friend to give witness to somebody's honesty and trustworthiness. They go to Sayyidina Siddiq Akbar and they say, O son of Abu Quhafa, do you know what your Muhammad has claimed today? He's claiming that he went from Makkah to Jerusalem and then beyond, and he spoke with Allah and he's come back. Can you believe this? This is what Muhammad is saying. They told him this is our golden opportunity to fragile the Iman of Abu Bakr. How do they know? Abu Bakr is the one who earned the title of Afdal al-Bashar. Say subhanallah. Sayyidina Siddiq Akbar says, O Kuffar of Makkah, is this what my beloved is claiming? Yes, this is what Muhammad has said. Sayyidina Siddiq Akbar, my brothers, before I say, let me say something that you will relate to. Our best friends, we convince them, or we need to convince them of something, or tell them something. We need to say, take all the oaths under the sun. Allah ki qasam, Quran ki qasam. He's supposed to be our best friend. And we're convincing him, and we're saying all these qasams, taking all these oaths. Which is something that we should stop also. Look at the level of friendship that we have today in our societies. Your best friend, it takes you 15 minutes to convince him to something that you're saying. You want to see the criteria of friendship? You want to see friendship? The Kuffar of Makkah are saying to Abu Bakr that your Muhammad has claimed that he has made this journey, that he has taken this journey. Abu Bakr replied that if this is what my beloved is saying, if this is what Muhammad is saying, then without any reservation, I accept it, I embrace it, and I second it, that Muhammad took the journey from Haram and Makkah to Jerusalem. I second it. This is friendship. This is loyalty. This is that affiliation and love. So the second best friend, tick the box. Moving on to the third, child. The child. Who was the first one to embrace Islam from the children? Again, without any reservation, without any consultation, without any consultation. Rasulullah extends the invitation of Islam. What does Mawla Kainat? Hazrat Ali, the one who later earned the title of Asadullah, the Lion of Allah. You know, believers, even non-believers, embraced him, accepting the fact that he's trustworthy and truthful. Again, many examples can be given. You know when Rasulullah, the night of Hijrah, Rasulullah left Mulay Kainat behind. Ali returned the Amanpa and then come. And this is why Ashik writes, I believe that that night that Ali slept must have been the most peaceful night because he had a guarantee of his life. Say subhanallah. We have not a guarantee of 1 second of our life. Not even 1 second. Like Rasulullah said, Ali, when you wake in the morning, return the amanta to the coffin. Hazrat Ali knew that I will see morning because the hukam of Rasulullah needs to be accomplished. The most peaceful sleep. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. So many examples can be presented where we find that enemies gave testimony, declared the azman, the trustworthiness and the truthfulness of Rasulullah. One example I present to you very quickly. The story, childhood story that we all know. We all know the story. In Makkah, when Rasulullah did Elan in the Kufr, Rasulullah rose, climbed, walks on top of the mountain, and he called all the people of Makkah. All of them. They all came, they gathered. Rasulullah says to them to the English way, that if I was to tell you that there is an army coming from the other side of this mountain that will come and attack you, would you believe it? Unanimously, they all agreed in one voice. Of course we would. Of course. And the reason they gave, they say, Anta Amin, Anta Sadiq. You are the truthful one. You are the trustworthy one. We've never found you to lie. So of course we would believe you. And then Rasulullah said, well then, accept and believe that there is no deity, no one or anything worthy of worship except Allah, and I am the messenger of Allah. Making the point I am deriving from the story is unanimously the kuffar accepted the Prophet of Allah as trustworthy and as the truthful one. And this is why after 40 years, when the people ask him, the Quran gives us evidence of this. When the kuffar ask me for evidence, Rasulullah says, isn't my woman, isn't my life an angel has spent amongst you a belief in itself? Have you ever found it to die? Have I ever betrayed anybody? My life in itself that I've spent amongst you is a clear evidence and proof for my honesty, for me being the Prophet of Allah. So now all four of them say subhanallah. Say subhanallah. All four of them give witness to Nabi alayhi salatu wa salam's honesty. Now remember I started off that a non-Muslim is writing this, that if four different people give evidence. Now we know that the wife, the best friend, the child, and the enemy, all four, when we fit this formula on the life of the Prophet of Allah, we learn that there is no one worthy of being imitated, no one worthy of being followed in our societies, except and other than our beloved Rasul, Sayyiduna wa Nabiyuna, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So my brothers, and those listening to this, and will listen to this later via YouTube and social media, the message from tonight's gathering, the solution to our crisis, the solution to our problem, for us to have a brighter future in this country and beyond this country, my brothers and sisters, is vital for us to accept our beloved Rasul as the perfect role model for us. Follow him, imitate him from whichever dimension you look at the life of the Prophet of Allah. He is a shining star for us. A shining star for us to embrace him, to adopt him, and to follow his teachings, my honorable brothers and sisters. This is the solution to the problem. Now the question is, how do we do it? And who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? We all claim, Hamisha slogans, Gulami hai Rasul mein, Maut bhi kabool hai. We shout all these slogans. But wallahi, my young ones, I'm so proud and happy, subhanAllah, and congratulate you guys again. There's so many young people sitting in the masjid at this time. What a quantity, Imam Ijaz or anyone that attends, they don't expect us to be jam-packed. So I congratulate you, mashallah, for your efforts, subhanAllah. and changes the direction of his thought, changes his ways, deletes and erases the bad traits from his system. Anyone who watches this later, who changes, who becomes a better individual, the sadaqah jariyah is for you, brothers. Allah Ta'ala bless you and Allah Ta'ala reward you. So my brothers in Iman and Islam, we need to come out of this cuckoo land and this zone and this bubble that we're in, and everything will get sorted. We sit at home and we talk about Palestine, we talk about Palestine, we talk about Syria, we talk about all these places that are going through severe crises. We look all at the top there, we look at that top step up there. But to get to that top step there, we need a long step. Can't get up there, can you? You need to go from the lowest step and then work your way up. And this is the cycle that the Quran tells us very clearly. The Quran tells us, we've let a problem is that we've distanced ourselves from the Quran. Today we think that the Quran is for others. Wherever there's nice Quran being recited, or anyone doing work for the Quran, we think that they're others. I don't want to mention their name in such a sacred gathering, but we think they're others. अगर मन के लिए इशारा काफी है, लेकिन आसान रिश्ता है Quran. Where are we going? We're prepared to pay £1,000 for a yacht artist to come and a yacht to us, to entertain us. We're not against yacht khani. My Iman recognizes the 6,666 verses of the Quran directly or indirectly is a lot of the Prophet of Allah. My Aqidah. And my Aqidah is what? You want to read that khani? This is another topic in itself. When you talk about these issues, then you go on for hours. I recall, I went to Trinidad and Tobago a few months ago, and the topic there was the 21st century role model, very similar to this. And then the initial time was 45 minutes, and I recall that I spoke for 2 hours 10 minutes, and still I wanted to go, and then they said, please, Imam, stop. So this is just a topic that, there's so many issues in our society, and we need to address them. We need to teach you people. You need to wake up. The communities need to wake up. We built masajid, beautiful masjid we built, beautiful people in management, beautiful people in committees. But what are we doing for our young ones? Everybody's going to have to go one day. And this is why we learn. They say that there's many signs for a person before he dies. And one is when his hair turned white. I've got a few today as well. I went to the barber and said, hey, you've got some white hair. So we have no time to care for ourselves, but these are signs for us. So we need to wake up as a community. I was talking about Nath Khani. You want to see the criteria of Nath Khani? Read the lines of Hassan bin Sabit. That's poetry. Read the lines of the great poets of the Prophet of Allah. And even most recently, look at the lines and the poetry written by Imam Ijaz. Ala Hazrat Imam Ahmad Rahmatullahi alayhi, Peer Jamaat Ali Shah Sahi, Peer Mehar Ali Shah Sahi, Bulle Shah, Miya Sahab Rahmatullahi alayhi. This is Kalam. Allah, the great Mufakkir of the subcontinent, subhanallah. I had no Allama Iqbal to share with you, but because of the time restraint, I need that. Allama Iqbal, how can we forget such a thinker, such a Mufakkir that history witnessed? This is not Khani, not Sona this and Sona that and dancing or what do you call it? We need to wake up as a community. We need to wake up. So I was saying to get to that top step, we need to work our way to the bottom. So what do I mean by this? The cycle that the Quran gives us very clearly. And this is why we need to beyond the kulli shay. Everything is mentioned in the Quran. Today, we've distanced ourselves from it. What does the Quran say? That if you want to change in your environment, to the nearest meaning, in your communities, if you want to change and see change yourself. Rock bottom message. Change yourself. Every single one of you, including myself. If I was to change, my siblings will change. My children will change. My wife will change. Then our household will change. The next door neighbors will get influence on us. They will change. The next one will change. The one after that will change. Eventually the whole street will change. Eventually the whole neighborhood will change. Eventually the whole town will change. The whole city will change. Then city by city by city, change will come. Change will come. Let me say Palestine is kya ho gaya, Iraq is kya ho gaya. No doubt our sympathies are with those brothers and sisters. Lekin to make a brighter future, not only for yourself but for them, then my brothers, change yourself now. Change the way you work. Change the way you roll. Change the way you bounce. And then you'll see when you change, back to our glory and mighty that the Muslims had at one time. Don't talk about other people's changes. Change yourself today and see how the change comes. Everything is mentioned in the Quran. And like I said, and I conclude with this hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We start with the ayat of the Quran and we conclude with the hadith of Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam. My brothers, Rasulullah mentioned very clearly one more element of our life today. One more element of our state that we're in. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, listen very carefully and attentively. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَرْفَعُ بِهَذَا الْكِتَابِ أَقْوَامًا وَيَدْعُ بِهِ آخِرِينَ. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam mentions that those people and those communities that keep their affiliation strong with the Quran, keep their affiliation strong with the Quran, Allah Jalla Jalaluhu blesses them with success. إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَرْفَعُ بِهَذَا الْكِتَابِ أَقْوَامًا. Verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raises the ranks of qawms, nation with this book, with the kalam of Allah. وَيَدْعُ بِهِ آخِرِينَ. And those that neglect the Quran, those that leave it behind, those in whose life Quran has become second priority, then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam informs us that Allah destroys such people. Where are we today? Our Quran is right in the top shelf, collecting dust, waiting for somebody to die. Somebody's on the deathbed, Quran follows. Allahu Akbar. My brother's Quran came to give the death life. Everything is going today. We've distant our Hazrat Abbas loses the rope of his animal. I say subhanallah. Here I go again. Hazrat Abbas loses the rope of his animal in the area of Medina al-Munawwara. He does not waste time looking for that rope in the area he loses it. What does he do? He rushes and races home, performs ablution, begins to recite the Quran, and the Quran indicates to him, the Quran indicates to him where the rope of his hand is. Now, brother, this is another element. May Allah give us the ability, two messages we take from this gathering. Primarily, build your affiliation with your Quran. Quran is our source, it's our textbook, it's our guide. Don't distance yourself from it. Don't let the dust in your heart. Let the Quran cleanse that for you. And the second message, my brothers in Iman and Islam, Allah Ta'ala gives you and I the ability to act according to the Sunnah of the Prophet of Allah. May Allah give us the ability to embrace the Prophet of Allah as our role model, rather than wasting time trying to make new friends, friends with money, friends that can entertain you with less, friends that can bless you with fame. Rather than all these three things, my brothers, let's promise ourselves that from now we will establish our friendship with Nabi alayhi salam. Once again, I apologize. And secondly, inshallah, I would like to thank Hafiz Zahid Ali, Brother Rahim Iqbal, Brother Shaykh Mia, and Brother Ahsan Ahmad, who traveled with me all the way from Birmingham. Brother Ahsan, mashallah, is a brother who traveled from Bradford on public transport just to get back in time to Birmingham to come with me. So I like to name them and not shame them, but name them and request the attendees. You people are pious people. This time you're in the masjid. Do dua for me and remember these brothers of mine, my colleagues, my friends, my brothers. In your special dua, inshallah. Hafiz Zahid, mashallah, brother at the end there. Alhamdulillah, throughout this festive season of Milad Sharif, alhamdulillah, we've been with you. Alhamdulillah, we may have attended over 45 events throughout this season, up and down the country. Alhamdulillah, this year I have the back seat for my seat. My brother's been driving. I pray for him, Allah bless him, bless his parents and his children. Allah bless him. All of you, every single one of you that I get is a brother in movement. All these brothers who are working toward this program, Allah bless you. A very successful program. Mubarak to you all, inshallah, and keep up the good work, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for having me. Anything good I say was with the tawfiq of Allah. Any weaknesses I might have done, may Allah forgive me for that, inshallah. May Allah give us the ability to open our eyes to haqiqat, to reality, inshallah. Wa akhir da'wana, alhamdulillah.
numbers, alhamdulillah, people say they're going to come, they say